170. So, and that's, give you an idea. So let me just, he's 380, he's 149 pounds. So what is 149? That's about 68. So what's 380 divided by 68?
So when you say your threshold, like mine's different between me doing like different race distances.
5.6,
Yeah,
5.59, 5.6.
5.6.
What was your question, Brax?
So I was just curious, like, yes, these are like thresholds, but like, would it be a difference between like maybe my Olympic distance power to a no?
Well, yes, but that's based on duration. So you have to understand duration that is relative, or intensity and duration have an inverse relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
The shorter the race, the shorter the duration, the higher the intensity, right? The longer the duration, the lower the intensity. So who knows what FTP stands for?
Functional threshold.
Correct. So functional threshold power. So now that we know what it stands for, who can tell me what that actually means?
Isn't it your maximum amount of watts you can hold for an hour?
Okay, that's a pretty good guess, yes, in general. We kind of, it's not necessarily an hour, but about an hour. Basically, as we say, TTE, time to exhaustion. You know, what you can do in the time to exhaustion. Well, hold until, okay, I'm done. I'm just flat out. And that generally is around 1 hour, give or take, okay?
Does that not matter the age? I mean, if you're 16, is it still an hour? Or if you're 35, I mean.
You know, I think it's anywhere, honestly, between 45 minutes and an hour.
Yeah.
You know, relatively speaking, because, I mean, here's the thing too, you know, like, what you could hold in an Olympic distance try, chances are it's gonna be a higher value, and therefore you're gonna be faster, so you can actually have to get to the hour. You know? Now, if we're talking going for the hour record on the velodrome track, okay, well, different story.
Right.
Now everyone's got to basically be at that point of exhaustion. So, but you know, so duration and intensity have an important relationship. So when you ask Braxton about, well, you know, does threshold change? No, threshold doesn't change. Threshold changes with fitness. Yes, you can get fitter. Okay, and then you can change your fitness even at the same threshold. So like when I'm training Canute for 70.3, what I'm training him to do, it's very hard to get much higher than 380. Maybe we can get to 400, maybe with some work and a bit more, but I'm mostly working on how close can I get him to 380 to hold for 2 hours, or a little over 2 hours, if it's like Nice. Okay, if it's training for, you know, mixed relay, well, I want to know how long can I keep him above this and how high. Okay, you know, because that race is pretty short. We're going to talk about mixed relays.
So I got a question. What's your workout that you do for the FTP to get that functional threshold power? I mean, what would you do in order to ask these kids when they knew it? Only 3 kids enter, they know what it is.
Sure.
How do these other guys go out and find out? How do they go out and figure out what it is? Besides going and getting a power meter.
Who's got an idea on that? Levi?
Use
Wahoo kickers, okay. But I mean, okay, I'm on a Wahoo kicker. I'm pedaling now, I know my threshold power.
Oh, we do it. 20-minute test.
20-minute test, okay, that's a good one. And with that 20-minute test, what do you do with that? What do you do in that 20-minute test?
This is hard to do.
As hard as you can go for. Okay, good. And then what? 95%. Okay, that's a common one. So the average of that 20-minute test times 0.95 equals your approximate FTP.
So if your average was 300, you times by 0.95, you say, hey, I'm
You're 285.
285. That's how I get it. So that's a good way for someone here to go back home and kind of see where they're at.
Absolutely.
What are other tests to do besides the 20-minute? I mean,
No?
I feel like the switch program I have on my smart trainer, that's how I do the FTP tests.
Swift has an FTP test that they do, sure. Okay.
They're also RAM tests.
There's RAM tests, absolutely, especially with heart rate, do millimoles, you know, measure lactate. Those are all ways too, yeah.
I use Trainer Road.
Trainer Road's got a test. There's another one. What's another way?
Isn't there a shorter test that's only like 4 minutes, or like, I know there's, I don't know which one it is, but I know there's a shorter version of it.
There are some short ones.
Yeah,
You know, there's longer ones too.
yeah.
You know, I know Canute. I've taken them Mount Palomar in San Diego. Takes them darn near an hour to climb it. All out. Here we go. You know, best he can do for an hour on a mountain. You know, he gets to the top and he's toast. Well, that's pretty much our threshold power. I think he's done it around 55 minutes. This is his best. So, you know, that's generally going to give you an idea how it goes. But look, this is kind of where we're at. So, you know, I know in this room, so we have basically had 3 of you raise your hand that you use it on a regular basis. Okay, one who uses it as well, part-time. I'm telling you guys, if you want to take the next step, you need to make an investment in the company. It's really not that much money. There's a lot of different brands and things you can use out there. Yes, you can use a kicker if you want to get a kicker or some sort of smart trainer. Those are all really good and effective. But not only that, but you need to have one on your bike so that way you can start learning from your races. Okay? And it's good if you start with that now because you're entering a whole new world of racing and you want to really see, okay, what are we doing? What is it you're doing in your races? There's going to be some races that you're gonna work a lot harder maybe than another, or the dynamics are going to change. You're going to be solo versus in a big pack versus in a small pack. You got to know and understand, okay, what are the different ways that you race? What are the demands on you? So you can come back and look, and then you can train and understand. Yes.
You say power, are you talking about like power pedals, or is that the?
Okay. Well, let's talk about what we are.
That's right.
So I'll leave those values there. Let's talk about what kind of power meters are there. Well, we got trainers. We talked about trainers. And we got smart trainers. So those are great for training. You know, you've got kickers. You've got name another brand. CompuTrainer. They're not really around anymore. You're not going to get support on those, but certainly they still exist. Tax, that's another one. Elite, absolutely. All tons of them, tons of them. And these connect with platforms like Trainer Road, Swift. We can put you in erg mode. What does erg mode mean? Does anybody know? No.
It's like a normal trainer kinda.
Okay.
There's like still resistance, but I just know whenever I use Swift, it like takes out like the line and stuff.
Sure. Erg mode, as it's called, okay, for training, means it's going to force you to. It's going to force the watts. So, if you say, okay, Eli, you go in and you're like, I'm 260 watts. You put it in Swift or Trainer Road or Ruby or what's another one? Be Cool is one. They're all coming out. There's tons of ones. But so let's say you use that. Put that in. Well, and it prescribes an interval that needs to be at 100% of your threshold watts. Well, it's going to force you to hold 260 watts. Okay, and you're going to have to hold that for the end. If it says it needs to be 150%, well, now you're going to do 390 watts. It's going to force you, and so you're going to be on there, and no matter what. Doesn't matter if you're in easy gear or if you're in your biggest gear. It's going to force you to do that wattage. That's that percent of what it's prescribed. Okay, so an erg mode forces you to do watts. If you turn off erg mode, well, now it's more free, and it may give you a target, and it's your job to produce that based upon your gearing and how hard you push it. Does anybody really know what power is on a bike? How do we calculate power? Watts, okay, but what is a watt? Power over time, okay, good. So a watt is just a power rating. Okay, but what is power?